speaking with Justin Bourne, alum of the KIJHL, who played for the Osoyoos Heat. So Justin, welcome. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is great.
You spent one year in the league with the Osoyoos. What was it like starting your junior career there?
I just had an awesome experience. I truly did. I had great billets and Leon and Uli Jansen in Osoyoos, and our arena was great. Held enough people, and we had good attendance, close enough to home. But also, we were a good team. Craig Bedard was a wonderful coach, and we had success. I was a little bit older than the league. I was a rookie that year, and I guess I'd have been 17. It was my 17, 18-year-old year. So that allowed me to have success. I think I ended up second in the league in scoring behind Andrew Ebbett that year. It led to signing a card. I don't know if they set what the system is, but I got a card with the Vernon Vipers at the end of the season based on that season. So great experience. Cool to see British Columbia, going to all these different towns that I had never been to, having lived in Kelowna my whole life. It was awesome, man. I recommend it to anyone who'd be trying to make their path in hockey as well.
What was it like playing in the league then?
Yeah, I imagine different than it is now, thinking back to it. It wasn't the goon show I thought it would be. My mom being like, junior B, I've heard that's a rough, a tough life, and you're gonna it wasn't like that for me. The hockey was very good. I fought once the entire season, got my nose broken. It was awesome. But it was a lot of players on the way up, and a lot of players who just weren't ready to move on from their life. We had a number of 20-year-olds that just were, no ambitions beyond it. It was their hometown and they wanted to continue playing. But then most of the team was people with ambitions and futures. And, I think the hockey was a lot better than people imagine it was. I had nothing respect for the league, and some great players. Obviously, Ebbett and Shea Weber was there at the time. A guy named Chase Decker was a legend in the league at the time I was there.
Are there things from your time in the league that you sometimes reflect on that helps you now?
Yeah, I think it was my first experience away from home, and I kind of learned how to handle myself on my own. I mentioned I had good billets, but it was me and another guy who shared a room that was the size of, I don't know, 2 beds basically. And, we had no door on our room. It was, not the lap of luxury at the time. Honestly, the house was nice. The people were great, good experience. But I learned how to look after myself and my own needs and figure out what, how to stay successful. It was my first year focusing on hockey, having been in high school before. And I guess I learned my first steps of growing up, first steps of becoming a man. It didn't fully happen there, but it was the baby steps on the path of going out on my own.
What are some key things you gained from playing in the KIJHL that helps you as a person?
I think there's a little bit of humility that comes with, traveling around in the winter on a bus, and you're not getting paid $1 million. And you're kind of playing for hope. You're really chasing your dreams a little bit. I think that's an aspirational state to be in. As you get older, you find yourself with obligations and things you have to do, and you're pulled in a million different directions. And I think it's fun to be able to focus on your dreams a little bit. And that year allowed me to. That was the one thing I was doing. I was focusing on trying to make a hockey career